Welcome to The Baffled Brain, Demystifying Dementia, your daily podcast that will teach you everything you need to know about dementia. At Think Different Dementia, we know that dementia seems complex and challenging to manage, but we also know with the right tools at the right time, dementia is made simple. I am your host, Lizette Clute from Think Different Dementia, where we believe you're only one technique, the right technique, away from thriving and not just surviving your dementia journey. So please like this video, please subscribe to the podcast, and please share these videos with your friends and families so that we together can thrive and not just survive your dementia journey. So welcome to today's program. Well, welcome back. I just wanted to take a minute and do a shout out to a young friend of mine. His name is Jacob. Jacob, actually, I saw grow up. And the reason I'm giving a shout out to him is because I want you guys to know that he wrote the music for my introduction. He just graduated high school and has just started college. And so, Jacob, thank you so much, Jake. I've loved your music. Whenever I listen to it, I hear it in my head afterwards. So thank you for the beautiful music that you made for The Baffled Brain, Demystifying Dementia. Well, today is episode 48, and we are continuing on our dementia journey using the analogy of an airplane, where we have been hanging out for the last couple of episodes in the body of the plane. So we've talked about the cockpit, we've talked about the cabin and who's in the cabin, and then today we're going to talk about the cargo hold. And so we may be spending a little bit of extra time here in the cargo hold because this is where the baggage lives, right? This is going to be a short little video introduction to what the baggage is. We're going to talk about things a little briefly, and then I'm going to be breaking each of these out over episodes to actually go into each one of these things, kind of like I'm going to be doing with all of the episodes once we get through the first introductory period of the podcast. So I'm super excited to be here again today. Life is good. It's sunny in South Carolina. I'm enjoying myself. We still have a very warm fall coming up here. The weather's supposed to change in the next couple of days or so, but thank you for joining me for this program. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please join us at YouTube at Think Different Dementia on YouTube. You can subscribe to my podcast, so please like, share, and subscribe. The goal behind this is education, to get the education out there. This is what I call Dementia Made Simple, using the analogy of an airplane. So let's dive right into today's program. So what is the dementia cargo, right? So the cargo is part of the body of the plane. And so most of the time when we think about cargo, what do we think about? We think about baggage, right? So this is where I throw everything related to dementia baggage. What do I call the baggage of the dementia flight? The causes of dementia. So causes of dementia are very varied, right? There are lots of different causes for dementia. We're going to talk about the different types of dementia in this part of the journey. The types of dementia and causes of a dementia sometimes overlap again, right? So the term dementia is what we call an umbrella term. And underneath the dementia term, which literally just means out of your mind. That's what the Latin word for dementia is, dementis, which means out of your mind. And in this part, so the umbrella term, we're going to talk about all of the different types of dementia. For example, the common types of dementia include Alzheimer's dementia, mixed dementia, vascular dementia, Lewy body dementias. We're going to talk about frontotemporal dementias, and those are the more common types, but there are 19 primary dementias, and then there are up to 100 that we know of subtypes of dementia. And so we're not going to necessarily get into each of the hundreds, but I'm going to start to do videos on the various different types of dementia, and hopefully it'll make it a little easier for people. Then they can listen to one or not listen to another one. But what kind of dementias are out there. So that's part of the baggage. Like I said, we're going to talk about some of the causes of these dementias. They may not be just the causes, they may be within the subtypes. We'll kind of see how this still continues to develop. Under the baggage of the dementia, I'm going to include the different stages of dementia, different staging tools. I frequently talk about the clinical dementia rating scale. We're going to talk about that rating scale. I might include some videos, not videos, but some presentations in those different rating tools. We're going to talk about the functional assessment staging tool. We're going to talk about all of these different types of things that fall under the baggage of dementia. And we're also going to talk in this section of dementia progression, right? What can we expect? The reason I put this part, the progression of dementia, under this baggage part is because when I talk about progression of dementia, I frequently include it when I talk about staging of dementia and the different staging tools. The two staging tools I most frequently use are the Clinical Dementia Rating Scale, and then I also use the Functional Assessment Staging Tool. And then there's an occupational therapy-based tool that I use frequently called the Allen Cognitive Disabilities Models. They all kind of work together. The Allen Cognitive Disabilities Model has what's called the Adapted Functional Assessment Staging Tool, which is a little bit different than the Functional Assessment Staging Tool. But the reason I use those tools is because when you understand, and when we're looking at this from the perspective of a life's journey and a flight that we've been unpacking, and we talk about our life as being a flight, and that we all are going to pass away, and we all have some sort of a landing process. People who are in a terminal process, which unfortunately right now dementia is still considered a terminal process. But while people and everybody's going to pass away. We all know everybody's going to die. When people have breast cancer, right, they may or may not have a terminal process. When they have prostate cancer, whatever type of cancer, there are other terminal diseases. For example, things like congestive heart failure over time will be terminal. COPD, or obstructive pulmonary disease, will be a terminal process over time. So some of us know we're going to pass away. It's sometimes a slow and gradual process. But the reason for using the functional assessment staging tool as a descriptor for dementia is because it's a retrogenesis tool. So as we're unpacking my model using the analogy of an airplane, we're going to talk about the gradual decline of a person with dementia. And because the functional assessment staging tool is a retrogenesis model, it works together with what I'm trying to explain to people to make it simple for people to understand related to dementia. So just to recap, we're going to put into this body of the plane where we're currently in the cargo hold, we're going to put all of the baggage. We're going to stage dementia as we're unpacking this. We're going to look at the progression of dementia as we're unpacking this. We're going to look at different types of dementia as we're unpacking the cargo hold. And we're going to look at causes of dementia as we're working through this process. So thank you for joining me today for today's episode. I am super grateful that you're watching these. I would love for you to share these episodes with your friends and families. I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Think Different Dementia. I would love you to join my Facebook group called Think Different Dementia Education Group. And I would love for you to subscribe to my podcast called The Baffled Brain Demystifying Dementia. I am so grateful for you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope these episodes are a little bit easier, and because they're shorter, you can find time in your day to actually listen to these. I am grateful for you being here. And like I end all of my programs, The Lord bless you and keep you